Dreams are a mysterious phenomenon that have been present throughout human history. Is there something designing and formulating the dream, and if so, what does it reveal about the human psyche? Just a quick reminder to like and subscribe as it helps the channel greatly. Now, back to the video. At the center of each dream there is typically a structure which seems to propel the entire narrative. The structure I'm referring to is what is known as a complex, which is often considered the architect of the dream. So what is a complex? Well, it's an individual's web of personal associations surrounding an archetype. An archetype in essence being a universal human experience, such as the mother archetype, for example. Therefore, an individual's complex is their network of feelings and thoughts surrounding a particular archetype. This complex develops based on their personal experiences with the archetype. As one investigates their dream, what usually becomes clear are recurring themes. It's these recurring themes that reveal the complex driving the dream. This is crucial in understanding the dream as it serves as the anchor which ties the dream narrative together. Complexes aren't inherently good or bad. They vary largely depending on the individual's personal experience. To elaborate on the concept of complexes, I'm going to give two historic examples. These examples are speculative but help to outline how complexes can manifest in people's lives. Salvador Dali could be considered as having a negative mother complex. In general terms, a negative mother complex results in an ongoing struggle in relation to core qualities of motherhood, which often leads to complicated dynamics with women and a somewhat distorted view of femininity. Salvador's mother passed away when he was only 16, which is a deeply influential age for such a huge loss. In Dali's artwork, there are themes of decay, surreal landscapes, and sexual anxiety. He seemed to have a fascination with women, sometimes in a disturbing way, often distorting body parts. This speaks to the potential psychological implications of a negative mother complex. The themes of decay, distortion, and anxiety pointing to the pain of loss at such a vulnerable stage of development in one's life. He was renowned for having a flamboyant and provocative personality, which could also indicate a type of compensation for the loss of nurture he experienced during a formative age. On the other hand, Albert Einstein could be thought of as having a positive mother complex. Generally speaking, a positive mother complex would lead to an individual feeling supported and nurtured. This typically results in an attitude of goodwill towards the world, as well as one's relationships and pursuits. Einstein's mother was supportive throughout his formative years. She encouraged his intellectual curiosity and pursuits. She saw the great value in education and instilled that in him as well. This nurturing and secure environment most likely led to internal stability, facilitating emotional and mental security. Einstein's career involved a great deal of creative abstraction, allowing him to think beyond the limitations and boundaries within his field at the time. He wasn't overwhelmed by the fear of rejection in this pursuit. Now again, these are both speculative and theoretical examples as they are retroactively conceived from looking at the background of both individuals and their creative and professional contributions. Of course, individuals are deeply complicated and it's hard to really know the depths of someone's psychology without knowing them personally. However, the point of these examples is to outline the patterns that emerge with complexes and how they can manifest and influence someone's life. It's also important to note that a positive complex isn't necessarily the goal either, but rather a balanced complex. The effects of a positive complex are typically preferable to the effects of a negative complex. However, if a complex is imbalanced towards the positive, this could leave someone vulnerable to and unaware of some of life's harsher realities. A balanced complex equips the individual with a positive disposition and an awareness of the potential dangers associated with an archetype. The hopeful aspect of complexes is that they are not fixed. They have the capacity to develop. The web of associations can be updated. This means that if the individual has overwhelmingly negative associations in relation to the archetype, for example, they can be expanded upon with new positive experiences. This then creates a more balanced complex. Now, the psyche, much like other aspects of the body, seeks equilibrium as a way of regulating itself. Dreams are part of this regulatory function. Complexes are usually at the heart of the dream, revealing the ways in which they are currently influencing the individual. The dream will often expose how the individual's complex is potentially imbalanced. For example, if someone has an imbalanced negative mother complex, the dream will present this symbolically. The individual may have a dream that they are being pursued by something that is trying to consume them. It could be a particularly frightening dream, however, there will often be solutions to this problem also symbolically presented in the dream. For instance, let's say this creature is chasing them and trying to consume them in the dream. The dreamer is hiding and realizes the creature has actually captured a woman. The woman is calling out to him and he finds himself deeply compelled by her. This could be understood as a symbolic representation of the positive feminine being captured and trapped within his complex. The dreamer has to find a way to help free her from the grasp of the creature. This outlines his current unconscious psychological imbalance. It symbolizes how his complex is currently haunting him and trapping a more positive experience. So the dream presents his problem but also the potential of redemption. Upon reflecting, the dreamer notes that the feelings he had in the dream when he was being chased reminded him of a frequent experience in childhood of feeling overwhelmed and trapped in relation to his mother. The dreamer then realizes that the woman trapped in the dream reminds him of a friend he has who is also a mother. This is a friend he has always admired for her supportive and kind nature. It's someone he has always felt safe and encouraged around. This friend of his could be a way for him to have more positive experiences in relation to the mother archetype and thus develop his complex so that it isn't so one-sided. Of course, the circumstances of dreams vary tremendously from person to person. However, the regulatory function of the psyche seeking equilibrium is universal. A person's openness to explore their dreams will reveal what is lurking within the unconscious components of their psychology and, fascinatingly, offer clues as to how they can develop. An encouragement for all of us to take on a more curious perspective of our dreams and what they can offer us. You've been watching Archetypal Wisdom. Remember to like and subscribe. Stay wise.